No, no. Okay. No, not right now. Over here. That's it. Large hot decaf, extra cream, 3 equal. What do you want?
Medium decaf iced coffee.
Yeah, and can you get a medium
Decaf ice.
decaf iced coffee,
4 milk.
4 milk,
2 sweet and low.
2 sweet and low,
And cold foam.
and cold foam.
Medium iced decaf, 4 milk, 2 sweet and low, and cold foam.
Yes,
Will that be all?
that's it.
You're all set.
Thank you.
I got it.
Thank you. Thank you.
Remember last time I got somebody's to-go order?
Yeah. Thank you.
Dad, you get you doing?
Hey, go, buddy. Have a good day. Thanks, you too.
No. It's gotta come down.
Yep.
You're gonna have to see how they're gonna set it up to remember it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to get one of those things for you. One of those tire steps.
Actually, not too bad, actually.
Well, you're not getting any younger.
Glad when I have the
That new extension.
extension. Alright. Well, we had to get up.
Alright, we're on our way to Albany to drop off this camper for service after only, what, 3 weeks?
3 weeks, 4 weeks.
4 weeks of ownership and no use. Hopefully they get the furnace working and we can take it out really soon.
right, so a month ago, December 15th, we purchased the Keystone 338GK, and we ended up, as you know, we had a heating issue on our first night. We purchased the camper from the fifth wheel from Myers RV, who's always treated us right. Called them when we got to our harvest host, and what ended up happening is we had no heat. So it's either a circuit, a wire, a motherboard, or a board. So they are going to repair it. They offered to send a mobile tech, but thankfully to them, they actually discovered some things during our walkthrough. One was a little scuff on the refrigerator. They noticed some of the chairs had some scuffs on the top, some real minor things. So they ordered some brand new tabletop, refrigerator doors, and also brand new chairs. And at the same time, we're going to bring the camper back to them, and they are going to fix our furnace and replace that board. So we've been on our way up to their Albany location, and so we're going to drop it off there. I don't think we're going to get it fixed today, but what we're going to do is we're going to come back another time. Then we're going to stay at the Harvest House and do a replay of what we did. I think they did a good job for us, right?
Yeah, I think so far they've been really good compared to other places that we've been.
Yeah, the service managers reached out, stayed in touch, put us in a hotel for $300 that night. They've been really good to us, and
Mike's been very responsive to my texts.
Yep, Mike in service has been awesome. And matter of fact, we bought the camper up in Bath, and that's 7 hours from home. So they also have a location in Albany, which is actually not too bad. I mean, it's 3 hours, and gives us some tow time getting used to the fifth wheel too. So we're going to go up to their Albany location. They transferred all the parts from Bath to Albany for us, and we're going to drop it off and see how we do. We make out. Hopefully everything's good. We did discover a couple other little things. One, we noticed the door is not fully staying latched. It's kind of popping out when we're driving. So they're going to readjust the door for us. We just wanted to go through the thing one more time. I know, there's some horror stories on new fifth wheel purchases, right? And there's horror stories for campers in general. But I got to say, all in all, the fifth wheel is exactly what I expected. I was hoping to be able to do some Harvest Host dry camp in the winter, but we haven't been able to do that. But we will. And these guys are making good on everything. And Rick in finance, and Casey in sales, Amanda in title. They all have done a great job for us, and the paperwork's been smooth, and I had no complaints. I got a complaint that the heater's not working, but other than that, I think all in all, it's good, and we'll get this fixed, and hopefully we'll have a good summer. So we'll keep you posted as we make our way to Albany. Enjoying the ride, Dottie?
Hi.
Hey. Enjoying the ride to Albany? Yeah.
Hey, Daddy.
My baby.
Spoiled baby. Oh.
Yeah, luckily it's, this isn't a bad drive, right?
No, it's not too bad. Very open. Quiet on an early Saturday morning. So.
I'll tell you, I love driving the fifth wheel over the travel trailer too. She had her donut. She's good. Yeah, the baby. I think, remember the scariest towing was South Carolina? We had the Tundra. I think we had the Tundra. And I don't know if it was it was the tan first camper we had, or the white one. The wind was blowing us all over. Remember, it was blowing us from the...
Oh, that was from...
It was from the low lane to the middle lane.
Yeah, and it was all the
the way down through Georgia
Yeah.
to Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, that wind was brutal.
Well, that was when we were going down to Key West.
That was a lot of, that was probably the worst wind that I've ever seen.
That was the, I'm trying to think. I think that was the first camper. No, that was the second camper we had.
Yeah, second camper.
It was our last trip to Key West that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, because we...
So it was the premiere.
It was the premiere, yeah. Well, they were both premieres, but...
The brown one, tan one.
Tan was the first one. It was the white one. It was our last trip to Key West.
Oh my God, I can't even keep them straight. We've had too many in too short a time.
But towing this fifth wheel is like a dream. It's just... we've got a little bit of wind right now, and, you know, I feel a little bit of wind, but nothing like towing a travel trailer, that's for sure. Just in that experience of towing it, it's been a plus. So we've got about an hour, a little less than an hour to get there. I'm actually thinking of weighing the truck at a cat scale, because I'm just curious to see what the weight is, what the pin weight is, and what the total weight is. So if I do that, I'll keep you posted. There's that baby. Huh? There's that baby. Yeah, so just said Love's getting gas, filling up, and then we are going to end up doing the cat scale. It's cold out here. So we'll do the cat scale, and then we'll head over to the dealership, which is probably only about 20 minutes away, I'm thinking. So we'll see where we're at with this weight, and then I will weigh the truck after we're done, and then get a good idea of what we're towing. So that's it. Decent ride, easy, a couple hours, and then hopefully we get this all resolved up real quick and get our fifth wheel set.
Turn left.
See where we're going to park for service. It's a small one.
Compared to that
Both can go in. I mean, if you want to run in, I'll come in with Dottie.
Yeah.
That's it. All dropped off. Yeah, I'm right there. It's all staying. So it's staying for a week. Go this way. At least a week. Oh, you gotta unsnap it. There you go. We are leaving the camper for at least a week. They are going to diagnose the heating issues and a bunch of other issues that we have. Small minor things, but that's it. 3-hour ride up, drop off the camper, and when we come back, hopefully we'll do a harvest toast, and that'll be it. So we're going to head back on our way. Give me 5 things that you would do over buying a fifth wheel for the pre-inspection.
For pre-inspection or just decision making?
Both.
Decision making, I wouldn't compromise again.
What, you think we compromised in this one?
Not on this one, but on the second one. Had we stuck with what we really wanted the second time,
Yep.
it probably wouldn't have been this one.
Right.
Like we wanted a walk around bed.
Yep.
which we compromised on and we didn't get, which was not a good thing. And the outdoor kitchen that I really wanted you to have that you gave up for the last one.
Yeah, we had an outdoor kitchen, but it wasn't much of
That
one.
wasn't really an outdoor kitchen in comparison to what we had on the first one.
Right.
The first one had even a small sink and stuff that we could wash or get the dogs water.
Yeah. So you wouldn't compromise.
I wouldn't compromise, no.
What else?
I would go through everything on the walkout with a fine-tooth comb, which we didn't. I mean, we did to a degree, but not as much as I think we probably should have, because we felt a little bit rushed in it.
Yep.
What else?
So, don't compromise.
Don't compromise on what you
would
really
do a
want.
better job on the
On the walkthrough when you buy it.
delivery inspection,
Yeah.
which I think we did a fairly good job. I mean, we kind of screwed up on the heat because they tested it indoors, and when I heard the furnace fire, and then it was blowing hot air, but that hot air was from the garage.
Right.
Anything else?
You put me on the spot with that question. I really didn't think about it. I don't know. I think, like, this time I think we got everything that we really wanted with this one. So, I don't know, just like I said, stick with what you really want. I remember when we went and looked at the second one, and I told the salesperson what I was looking for. He goes, "You're never going to find everything you want in one." But I think it's possible if you have the budget to do it, and you have the time, and you're not wanting to do it right this second, then just take your time. That's the biggest thing, I think. But at 5, I don't know. What do you think for the other ones?
I think where we messed up is we.
The truck?
I think what we did was we didn't know. We came from Rooftop 10 with the Tacoma. We spent a bunch of money building out the Tacoma with lift and winch and tires, and we liked to go in off road. But I think that we were getting into something just to have a roof over our heads, I think.
Well, you rushed into it. Like, you wanted it now.
Yeah, we rushed into it.
No, you rushed into it.
But I think we went from Rooftop 10 to the camper to put a roof over our heads, thinking that, hey, even if it's smaller, we were in a tent before on the back of the bed, like, well, this is going to be luxury, right?
Yeah.
And then we spent a couple trips with the dogs and realized that we needed something bigger.
And you wanted the opposing slides because you thought it would give us more room, which it did,
right,
with the dogs.
So the opposing slides. And then we ended up upgrading the truck right away after the first one, not really understanding everything.
The payload capacity.
And all that. And then once we did that, we got the new camper, and we realized even with that, we couldn't seem to distribute the weight right. We were always, that rear axle was always overweight, right? And then we got a little better by using the weight distribution hitch, but I mean, we were maxing out that weight distribution hitch. We just
we had the weight distribution hitch from the beginning. We just kept trying to adjust it.
Yeah, we fought with the weight distribution hitch on both trucks, right?
Yes.
And then we got the Ram, thinking that we were going to keep the other one, and then we didn't have a problem at all. And then what ended up happening was we went down to the Bash and decided we were going to move forward with the fifth wheel.
No, we went to the Bash and we went and looked, did the RV.
We did the RV crawl.
Walk through.
Right.
Yep.
And then we ended up doing, jumping into the fifth wheel. But with the fifth wheel, I think we did a good job of getting everything we wanted. I think
you just jumped into the fifth wheel because the original thing was we were going to go down to Tampa RV show and check it out. and see what we could get for pricing and look at all the different campers. And next thing you know, after you started, you saw Brian's fifth wheel, you're like, oh, this is really cool, and we started looking into that like right away, but then found out there were no service companies in our area to service that.
The more I started thinking about the Tampa RV show, I didn't want to deal with buying there. For one, we weren't going with the camper, so we'd have to trailer that somewhere, who knows where,
or put ours up for sale locally,
or put ours up for sale locally,
be into 2 campers at one time,
right, in which I didn't want to do. So that just wasn't going to work out, being at an RV show for me, especially in Florida, I don't think. So that's why we went with that. And then originally I was thinking Jayco, and it's kind of influenced by some of the Jaycos we saw at the camper crawl, or camper parade. And I was kind of set on, I forgot which Jayco I was interested in. The Eagle, maybe? Yeah, Jayco Eagle.
Yeah, the Eagle.
And then we ended up, I think, going bigger than what we originally were planning on, because we weren't planning on going this big.
No, originally it was like 34 to 36.
Yeah.
And now this one's 3811.
And I wasn't thinking 4 slides either. Now we got 4 slides. And even though we've got the Ram, I mean, we're, we could be eyeing another truck in the future, but a 3500, but not. I'm not doing anything now. We're too in, too close. But and I think we're able to tow everything fine. But I don't really have. Do you have anything you'd change in our new one?
I have maybe just a little bit bigger bathroom would have been nice. Like, I think because we have a washer and dryer hookup if we choose to get one in the future. I don't see us doing that right now anyway. But we have the
Police
ability
reported
for that.
ahead.
We have the ability for that, and we have plenty of storage space in this one. I don't see that as a problem, even going full time, which is where we're going to go in the future. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with this one.
Yeah, I don't.
Like, there's minor little things I changed.
I think the bathroom,
maybe the backsplash and things like that. But
the bathroom's bigger than the bathroom's bigger than the one we have now. That we had.
No, it's bigger than the one we had, but like, I'm a fan of double sinks. But
police reported ahead.
We didn't find anything that we really liked that had that. And like I said, I'm happy with this one. I don't think that there's anything I would change. Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Like, I'm pretty comfortable with it. I love the kitchen. That big kitchen bar is really nice to have the bar, especially when the boys come.
Yep.
And we don't really need, because it's just mainly us most of the time, that pull-out sofa bed will be okay for the kids.
Yeah, I mean, it's plenty big enough. It's not, I don't think we have any. I actually think, for the two of us,
it's more than enough.
It's way more than enough.
I wouldn't say way, but we have the dogs too.
I think even if we went with something that was 36 feet with a pull-out bed, if we could have got that wide living room, we could have been good. But I think it was tough to find a 36-footer with the wide living room, with that living space that was big enough to entertain the dogs.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to go any bigger than this, because then it comes down to towing places you want to be able to stay that you won't if your rig's too big.
Yeah, because at 39 feet, like, we were looking at Camp Anastasia, and I think there's only 4 spots that would fit us in there down at the State Park Anastasia, St. Augustine. So, we can see, I already see some of the limitations of some of the state parks, right? Locally, Nickerson, I don't think there's a spot in Nickerson that could accommodate.
Oh, I haven't checked Nickerson lately.
Yeah, I don't think Nickerson can accommodate us. Burlingame definitely can.
Yeah, that's not a problem.
Burlingame will have a problem. That's a nice state park too.
Burlingame's very nice.
I think
it doesn't have any hookups though, so it's all dry camping.
I think we should.
It's very nice.
We should spend a weekend at Burlingame at one time when they open. And I think we should try Fisherman Memorial too.
I heard good things about Fisherman's Memorial.
And I don't, I don't,
Sophie that I work with goes there.
yeah, and so I think we could do some state parks with ours, but I think there are some limitations too.
I think the
I mean, I'm
benefits
happy with it.
outweigh the limitations at this point.
I'm happy with it. I just wish now if I could do things over and I knew what I know now, I would have went from the
Tacoma.
Tacoma to like a Ram 3500
Or even the Subaru.
Yeah, I would have went from Tacoma to, I would have even jumped to the 2500. Like I wasn't even thinking at that time, payload. I was thinking staying with the Toyota brand for one, because that's been good to me, and then two, if I thought about payload, I was thinking fifth wheel a little bit closer to retirement age than what we are now. So I was like, if I can get 5 years out of this, right, I'll be good.
It was 5 months.
Yeah, it was 5 months. So I think what I would have done the truck over. That's the only regrets I have. And even now, like I'm happy with the truck, but now I'm saying, well, I could have instead of jumped on the 2500, I could have went with the 3500.
Realistically, you're going to end up in a 3500 anyway, because the mileage on this with work and everything, the mileage you put on, it's just going to end up
and the
being
next
too
time
much.
I'll go diesel. I like the payload. I like the payload capacity because I didn't know I was going with a fifth wheel, so the payload capacity with the 6.4 Hemi was going to be plenty for me. And I like the Hemi, and I like the truck. But now that I'm thinking of towing a little bit more, now I'm thinking 3,500. And I'm not brand specific, like I don't have to have a Ram. But
I do like the Ram, though.
I like the Ram. So
I like it a lot better than the Tundra.
yeah, but I think the next one is definitely going to be a 3,500 diesel. And I don't know. I don't really have any, like I said, we haven't gotten to use it yet, so I can't really say I've got any. I might have some complaints as we start to use it, but right now I don't have any big complaints using it. Well, for what we have, and I'm disappointed that we didn't pick it up like the rest of them and just have it done like there were issues, but I'm glad the issues we have them in January and February and not June and July. So
yeah, because we don't have anything planned right at this second now that it's at the shop.
no, and I think
But we have the whole summer
with
planned
all
from
dealerships,
the spring all the way through
and
to
then thinking about dealerships,
Christmas.
right? I think these guys at Myers have been the best dealers that we've dealt with. I had that interaction with the people out in Ohio that did
Ohio.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh yeah. Ohio
Yeah, we were looking at the dealership
oh.
for the sport track.
for the sport track, yes.
And then we couldn't get anybody locally to
Service
warranty
it,
it. So,
yeah.
the scary part is if we had a little problem like we do now, we wouldn't have had anybody to cover this warranty. And now with this one, we could have had it fixed locally, but we didn't want to go to Camping World for one. And we finally found a mobile tech, which was slow to go. But the Myers people actually are pretty good. I mean, they ship parts from the Bath location.
No, they drove them.
They drove parts from the Bath location to where we're getting a service in Albany to save us 3 to 4 hours.
The parts came in to Myers in Bath on Tuesday of this week, and then I talked to Mike, the service manager, and said, hey, I know you're waiting on one part for the fridge door, but that's not crucial for us. We want to get it on the road and try it out. So can we just come up to Albany and get the furnace up and going? And he said, yeah, that's not a problem. We can make arrangements later, even later in the summer as you're traveling through, to just replace the door. If you want to go out to Albany, you can take it this weekend. We'll drive those parts from Bath to Albany, which is about a 3.5-4 hour trip, and get them there for you for this weekend, so you can go and drop off the camper and they can start working on it. So that's what happened, and now we're on our way home.
fingers crossed, we'll be able to pick it up next weekend, maybe. I guess it's going to all depend on the weather. And then I think we're going to do Fool's Distillery again when we pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
And hopefully, I mean, not that we have to leave at 5 in the morning, but we can leave early, pick it up early, get up there, spend some time in it with the heat, organize some things, and do some work, and then we can go, have drinks and pizza and
Finally get it decorated.
and do some work inside at the Harvest House, and then spend the night there, work some more kinks out, and then come home, and then before we know it, we'll be planning to use it again in March. So, all right, that's good. I just was curious to see what you'd change or what you would do differently.
No, I'm pretty happy with this one. I think this is a long-term keeper.